What's up, good people?
What's up, good people?
What up, chat?
What's up, good people?
What's up, chat?
What up, good people?
What's up, good people? What's up, good people?
What's up, good people?
What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's Dan Smith, Porterhouse, KC, representing. Hoop, hoop. All right, cool. After you.
Thank you, big dog.
Yes, sir. You see who it is. You see who it is. I'm excited about this joint.
Likewise, man.
I'm excited about it. So this is the first. Let me do it the right way. Let me make sure I'm doing the pod thing the right way, right? So this is our first ever episode of Convos in the Yard. I'm your host. What up, people? Dan Smith, Porterhouse, KC, represent. Hoop, hoop. I mean, you see who we got. You see who we got. We got him. They don't call him him, they call him him. We got him. Him is in the building.
That's you, man. That's you.
Hey, I'm really excited about this, man. We're gonna go through the whole show. Want to make sure that, you know, for the continuity of the podcast, because we could chat about all kind of stuff all day.
Yeah, we could. We actually could.
But I wanna go down my little. This is my format. This is my pod format. Again, B is the first guest on the pod, so I'm really geeked about him being the first guest. Like, you can imagine how busy this dude is. You know how busy this dude is.
I ain't no busier than
So
you.
I'm just saying, for him to take time out of his day to come hang out with us for an hour or so, man, I truly appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
So,
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. So, what I want to do is we're going to go through introductions, some salutations, and then I want to get into some shout outs. Like, we want to go through, and I want to thank some folks for just kind of being who they are and all that good stuff. So, obviously I want to thank the team, Miranda, Sharon, Maddie, who's in there. They do some amazing work. Shout out to them. Whoop, whoop. Shout out to our sponsor, Black Drip Coffee. Sharon has a Oktoberfest happening this Sunday. This is actually coming out today, so this episode will come out today.
Okay, cool.
But Sharon is doing an Oktoberfest, which is on Sunday from noon to, I believe, noon to 6. But anyway, Black Drip Coffee, got cold brew right there, got the ground, got the beans, all that good stuff. And we got Black Walnut still falling in the background, so just want to throw that out there. Shout out to the fam, the kids in school. I know, whatever. My wife, she's doing her thing. Love it. So I want to throw it to you, B. Anybody you want to acknowledge? Just.
Oh, man. Gosh. So, I mean, I would need to obviously shout out to the Kansas City gift team. We got an amazing team. One of the reasons I'm not actually as busy as it seems
I got you.
Because they really doing
squad.
all the
Yeah,
work. They are right now doing the stuff.
Squad goals.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Porterhouse. Shout out to Dan.
I appreciate
right?
that.
Appreciate you inviting me, having us here. Shout out to the. We do a lot of work in similar circles. Mm-hmm. I know there's a lot of businesses that we have supported.
Absolutely.
that you guys have also supported.
Absolutely.
Weirdo Nails being one of them.
Yeah.
Ruby Jeans Juice
Absolutely.
being another one.
Yeah.
The Bevel.
Yeah.
Shout out
Casey.
to the Bevel for their grand opening.
Murph. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And just the black businesses in Kansas City continuing to be resilient and growing obviously we raise the money all the time, and we wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff that we do without individual support. So I appreciate the people that support us to allow us to be able to do the work that we do.
Yeah, I love that. How's that work? Tell me how to tell the pod how that works, how that support happens.
I mean, you go to kcgift.org or kansascitygift.org. You sign up to be a $10 monthly donor. Our whole motto is if 15,000 people donate $10 a month,
Yeah.
like we can we can grow black businesses ourselves. We can we don't have to sit back and be passive observers of the systemic racism in Kansas City. We can actually take action on dismantling it. And one person might think that if they sign up and donate $10, that they're not really doing anything. Yeah. But when 10 people come together and 100 people come together and 1,000 people come together, then you're able to do great things. You're able to do stuff like this, right?
Absolutely.
Like a whole retail space. Supporting black-owned businesses right here in Kansas City, high quality, and people. I know the same thing that happened to us when people walk into our business center. They'd be like, "Oh my God, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting this." Right? It's like, we actually
we trying.
Yeah,
we really doing it. Yeah,
we doing it to high quality, and it looked good,
Absolutely.
and we executing it well.
Absolutely.
So, and the donors. That $10 monthly donation actually makes that possible. It makes that happen. It's action.
Yeah, I love that, and I'm glad you brought that up because, without the support from we go Kauffman Foundation, UMB Bank, J.P. Morgan Chase, List, I'd be remiss to leave out anyone, but my head doesn't work as great as I want it to sometimes. So. Shout out to those folks that have supported us along the way 100% because without any of them, none of this is possible. So, great point.
Likewise. Kauffman Foundation being a huge supporter of GIFT. List, huge supporter of GIFT.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of institute C2FO.
C2FO. Shout out to C2FO. Yeah,
Sandy Kemper.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Great people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely.
You're right. It's a lot. It is. It's a whole bunch of people.
And without any of that, none of this is possible. So
for real.
So shout out to them. So that kind of goes into this next piece. We do this thing called gratitudes and challenges, and so basically it's sharing one thing that you're grateful for. Obviously, there's a large amount of a ton of things that you're grateful for, but we want to try to narrow it to one thing that we're grateful for. It could be from this past week, it could be from this past year, it could be just in general, and then a challenge, like one challenge that we're facing. Again, it could be this week, it could be this year, it could be something that's a lot broader, but. I'll start. Let you kind of think about that. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this. I'm grateful for the experiences that I have been through in my past to kind of put it all together, to allow all these things to happen. Right? Obviously, nothing happens without God, and the blessings. And I feel like there were a lot of blessings in disguise that happened when I was growing up. You know what I mean? To get to this point where I put together a lot of those things that I've kind of experienced and went through to be able to be here today. So I'm grateful for the hardship, right, that allowed me to be sitting here in the position that we're sitting in today. So. I'm grateful for that hardship. And then a challenge for me is, and I like to keep it 100 and whatnot. So a challenge for me is trust. Again, growing up where I grew up to the point where I'm at now, mm-hmm. I carry a lot of things with me from just my past experiences. Yeah. And I don't trust easy. Yeah. That's a challenge for me. And I'm working on it. Yeah. I'm working on it. And it's all internal, right? A lot of it's internal because of the things that have happened in the past. You hold on to stuff and you just assume, right? And so I don't trust easy. I trust hard. And so that's why I'm trying to get through that. So this is the phase of me pushing through those barriers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Those are my two things.
Yeah. And it's funny because the thing that I'm grateful for
Yeah.
is actually the thing that you challenge.
Okay.
The challenge.
Okay.
I also I know I don't trust easy
Yeah.
either, and I am grateful that so many people give me so much trust. Right.
Giving me grace. That
Right.
grace. Yeah.
Right. I have a team that trust that I know what I'm doing and leading the team.
Yeah.
I got a board that trusts that I know what I'm doing. I got the donors and the supporters that trust in the work that we doing. My kids, my girlfriend, like that trust me to make good decisions and trust that I'll be good stewards of their lives, right? Knowing how hard it is for me to trust people, I am extremely grateful for the level of trust that people have placed in me. And I don't take that for granted. My challenge, man. My challenge continues to be, I'm better at this.
Okay.
And you be able to point to times where I didn't do good at this.
Okay.
My challenge is patience.
Yeah.
I feel like I can see there's so much work happening in the city, state, country, around racial equity.
Yeah.
And in looking at the long history of the oppression of black and brown people, and looking at the progress that we've made, I see that it feels like we're so far away and a path is so clear all at the same time. And I'm like, I just want to go.
That
and when
patience,
people, when support is lagging or when collaboration is lagging or when it's not even a lack of support or collaboration, it's just procrastination. I am ready for us to receive the equity that we are owed, and it is a ever it's an ever challenging battle to have that patience. And I'm also been practicing mindfulness of just enjoying the moment, enjoying the journey, enjoying the time that I'm sitting in. And so balancing that with I also need us to get here. I want us to get here, and all we got to do is push this button and this button and this button. We could go that way. And so yeah.
I know. I feel it,
man. That's
I feel it. I feel it. Especially when you like you said, you're passionate about what you're doing, what we're doing in this space, and then to know with X, Y, and Z, this can be done. But getting X, Y, and Z done, which should be the simplest things. Right. I get it. They're not the simplest things. So I feel it. No, I appreciate that take. So what I'm going to do now, so we're going to keep pushing, right? I told you I got a whole thing, right? I'm trying to get through this whole piece.
Yeah, I'm with it.
So this next piece is just like our topics of the week, right? And it's not necessarily because this is our first podcast, and again, this is Convos in the Yard. We're going to be out here, rain, snow, heat.
That's what's up.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So ask me when we get this,
Hey, if it's raining and you get somebody that's canceling on you, hit me up.
Hit you up, and we out here. All right. Okay.
I'll come sit in the rain with you, sit in the snow.
We here.
Yeah, I'm here.
We here, and we have coats on, and still trying to do this. So again, once we get kind of flowing, we'll have a topic of the week. But because this is the first pod, I want to make sure that I touch on a few conversations, a few things that we've talked about in the past, and just to kind of get your perspective on these things. First question, and it's a feeder into what we were just talking about. Why does entrepreneurship matter so much in the urban core?
Why does entrepreneurship matter so much?
Why does it matter?
Gosh, man.
Why does it matter?
There's a
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
whole bunch of things. Okay, so the first thing I could talk about is just representation, right? God. There's a story. I was listening to NPR a few years ago.
Yeah.
And there was a woman on there. She was talking about, growing up, her dad was an astronaut. And because of that, he worked for NASA, obviously. And she had been at every rocket launch, like every spaceship launch.
Wow.
Since she was like 5 years old to her 30 years, right?
Yeah.
She is now a rocket scientist, right? Astrophysiology does not run in their blood.
No.
It is about exposure.
Proximity.
Right. The fact that she knew and saw and could touch and talk to so many other astronauts and rocket scientists and astrophysicists, like it made, if somebody that's far removed from that, and you say, I want to grow up and be an astronaut, or I want to grow up and be a rocket scientist, people might look at you like you silly, right? But when you are standing around astronauts and rocket scientists all day, every day, it becomes a trivial thing. Like, I definitely want to do that.
Like,
right? And so representation in the black community, man, gosh, I looked up the other day the biggest businesses in the world, right? And how many businesses are like on a global version of the S&P 500, right? Those businesses are the 500 businesses are well over $25 billion, right? Guess how many black businesses was on that list?
None.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally zero.
Yeah.
Right. And so when we talk about representation, we don't have entrepreneurs that are growing and scaling to that level that are that visible, but we could, right? And the way to get there is to continue to show people that it is possible, it's available. So one, representation. Two, just actual economics, right? Kansas City is a city that doesn't have great transportation. If you live on the east side and you want a quality paying job and you don't have good transportation, you kind of out of luck, right? And so by investing in black owned businesses in the urban core, helping them grow so that they can create jobs, one, the greatest transfer of wealth, the greatest predictability of wealth or poverty is being born into wealth or poverty, right? And so helping people create these businesses that grow to become these assets that they can then pass down is a huge way to tackle the racial wealth gap. And doing that in black communities has the byproduct of creating jobs for the individuals that are around there, quality paying jobs.
So what would your thought be on, so you think about entrepreneurship versus workforce development, and not to be a situation or a trying to compare the two, but when you think about entrepreneurship and you think about how far you could potentially go with entrepreneurship versus how far you could potentially go in a as far as building generational wealth and all those things, as it relates to working a 9 to 5 in workforce. What are the, like, if I'm 25, I just kind of trying to figure my life out. I like to do certain things, right? I have a skill set that I could probably apply as an entrepreneur, and I can probably apply this in a workforce setting. Why go this way instead of going that way?
I don't necessarily think one is better than the other. Okay. Right? Which may be a weird thing for me to say, considering I work with work with entrepreneurs. But there's a misconception about the entrepreneurship being a one-man team and being yes, there's a leader that drives the stuff.
Sure.
But I mean, we both started this by thanking our teams.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a specific skill set necessary to be a COO, to be a head of marketing, to be operations developer, operations director, office manager, like those. But the organization, the company, could not operate. It couldn't grow to the level that the entrepreneur needs it to grow without a full cohesive team, people having diverse skill sets. And so, entrepreneurship often comes out of people going into the workforce, working in a specific sector, identifying the challenges because they have learned that sector, and then going into finding ways to do it better. So I don't think one of them is better than the other. I think my recommendation to that person would be go in whichever direction that you want to go in, because they are both valuable and necessary in growing Black-owned businesses anyway, in general.
Sure. I mean, because at the end of the day, you get folks that can afford to shop at Black-owned businesses, which gives us an opportunity to kind of create that recirculation wheel.
Right.
But if we can't afford to...
Well, and then, so I do some business coaching every now and then on Fiverr.
Yeah.
And I got my picture up there and all of that.
Yeah, dope.
And probably the 20, 30 clients that I have, one of them has been white, right?
Yeah.
Because they see me as a business coach, and the Black people are flocking to me, the white people are not, right?
Yeah.
And so when we growing Black-owned businesses, and this is not me saying that Black people can only hire Black people,
Right.
And when we are growing our circles and trying to find people to hire, we often hire people that look like us.
Yeah.
And so workforce development, growing and developing talent to a high level allows that entrepreneur to then be able to reach out to their circles and say, hey, man, I need a new chief of marketing.
Yeah.
And this is I'm dropping the ball on this. This is not my skill set. I need a new CFO.
I feel that.
Right?
Yeah.
And being able to pull from and tap into a well-developed workforce that looks like me and you is also highly important in growing the Black economy as well as growing Black-owned businesses.
Yeah, no, I love that. We definitely need successful businesses, right? We need because obviously there's for our own solid purposes, but there's also the optics of see what we tried and it doesn't work, or see whatever, but we're still like climbing over so many more obstacles than a traditional individual that has access to a network, has access to capital, has access to education and all these other things that come with running a successful business, right? And so it matters, right? We have to continue to push it. But that kind of leads me into my next question. What does access to capital mean to you?
What does access to capital mean to me?
Yeah.
Access to capital to me means that if somebody is in a situation where they have a proven model, they've taken the necessary steps to execute to get the business to the level that they can get it to using the resources that they have, and are able to then show amplification of that model with enough capital being infused that they are treated equally and fairly and have the same level of access and will be judged for that access based off of the viability of their business product they're offering, and the traction that they have already had and shown.
Not because of the way they look. Or
not because of the way they look.
Where they operate. Or
right. And what often happens in access to capital is that the way that they look and who they are becomes a much bigger player in a positive or negative way, right? That you might get a business that doesn't have the traction, that doesn't have the numbers, that hasn't put forth the time, energy, and effort, but because they look a certain way, they know a certain person, now they're getting access to capital to try to execute something that has a high probability of failure, versus the opposite of somebody that has done that due diligence, are being looked at as if they haven't thought through everything, right? And on the other side of that, if I'm that banker, the banker is often doesn't even know what they thinking that this person hasn't thought through, but just assuming, oh, that's something that they hadn't thought through. That's when I think of access to capital, that is the challenge that I think of.
Yeah, no, and you're right, and that's the I go on this little. I don't know. I get on my soapbox about tech-based businesses versus Main Street businesses, and the absorption of resource that goes into trying to find this unicorn, versus looking at practical applicating things like a retail-based business or a restaurant or all these businesses that the models work. You know what I mean? Time and time again, versus us trying to go out and create the next Apple. But that doesn't happen. That's why it's called a unicorn. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I appreciate that. So I'm gonna ask one more question, and then I want to get into like some things that you got going on and what you've been doing and whatnot. We talk about collaboration. We talked about that earlier a little bit, very briefly. But what works? And I'm talking about in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, that we kind of, obviously there's all this other stuff, but in the space that we work in, what works as it relates to collaboration, and what do we need to continue to try to figure out as it relates to collaborating?
So what works in relation to collaboration? I think almost any collaboration can work if the conversation is centered around mutual benefit, right? The challenge is that it's not always centered around mutual benefit, right? Sometimes it is external of here's what we from the outside think that everybody should be doing, and we think this is what everybody needs, and so this is what the collaboration that we want to see. But when it's funny, I was talking to a couple of the businesses that we work with, because I saw some collaborations that I thought could work for them with mutual benefit, right? And so we had just had a gala. And I ain't got no hair, but I still needed a haircut.
I got you. Understood.
And then when I left from getting my haircut, I went to go pick up my suit. Right. And last year I did the exact same thing. Right. And I thought to myself about just adjacent partnerships. These two businesses have a clientele that will overlap, right? And so what would a collaboration look like if the barbershop intentionally sent people to that specific suit maker, right? And if that suit maker intentionally sent people to, like, hey, you get a suit here, you can go there and get your first cut for X% off, or hey, you get a cut here, you can go there and get a free consultation, or get a 10% off of a suit like that. It is mutual benefit because they both are working with each other's, like both of their target audiences are each other's target audience, and by them committing to send people to each other, they are increasing their customer base,
Yeah.
right? They increasing their sales, they increasing their profit, they increasing their revenue. That's a collaboration with mutual benefit, because what is our ultimate outcome? Our ultimate outcome is revenue, right? We just collaborated with, or we're actively collaborating with Tiki Taco.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You sign up to be a $10 monthly donor of gift, you get a $10 gift card from Tiki Taco. Right? Our number one goal, our main, revenue generating goal is $10 monthly donors.
Yeah.
What they want is repeat customers.
Absolutely.
Right? And so this is a collaboration that gets us what we need.
True.
That also they can weather a $10 gift card, because you're gonna buy multiple tacos and you're gonna come back, over and over again.
Yeah.
You might bring the family.
Absolutely.
And so like that's
and you're gonna spend
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah.
a collaboration
Yeah.
that answers the question of mutual benefit.
I feel that. Yeah.
And so I think so many people go into a collaboration trying to figure out what we will do,
Or what
but
they can
without
maximize. Yeah.
without figuring out the why to do it. Right? Like, what is the mutual benefit of doing this?
Yeah.
Rather than just coming in and talking about, here's what we want to do together.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm
No,
not
I
trying
feel
to be
it.
on a soapbox.
No, I feel it. I feel it. That's why we're here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, we got to figure these things out. The hard thing about, I think, collaboration is when it's funder driven.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Because the parties involved may have never had an actual opportunity to partner, because if they did, they could have been partnering before this situation, right? The funders. So it's tough when funders force those collaborations, but it's and I understand the reason why, right? Because you feel like you can maximize the opportunity through multiple channels versus focusing on this individual channel. But it also like creates a lot of other things, because you want people to pull their side of their weight and all this other stuff that comes with working with external partners. So, but that's I don't think you avoid that. That's a part of that's a part of this the whole situation. And it's, imagine that to be true for the folks that you're actually supporting too, right?
Right.
So like, you want them as grantees to adhere to the things that they said they were going to do.
Right.
And sometimes that doesn't happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes it don't.
But you can't not support
Right.
Others because of one or two that don't necessarily kind of fully align with purpose and principle. So
yeah, because you can't fully control for perfect outcomes. You got to be willing to we have businesses that we have supported that are closed. And day one when we wrote the program, we knew that by the end of year one or end of year two, we were going to have businesses that we supported that were not in existence anymore.
Absolutely.
And we had to be okay with that because we were taking higher risk.
Well, that's the premise of our retail incubator. Like, we want it to be a bridge between pop-up and going full-fledged in their own brick and mortars.
Yeah.
Because the success rate of somebody being more prepared is higher than the success rate of somebody just jumping from pop-up straight to their own brick and mortar without having context of any type of extra bill that you have to pay. You have to worry about all the things that come with
that you don't even think about.
Right. And so that's the greater purpose of building this too. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to say about the collaboration, just sometimes collaborations can come in one-sided. You're thinking of the mutual benefit.
Sure.
You get people that come and they think they've thought about mutual benefit, but they don't really understand your business, right? And so they thought about their business.
True.
Like example I give, if I make hamburgers, right, and you run a chicken festival, right, and you got more space and all of that, and you think, oh man, it's a great opportunity. I know Brandon got all of the stuff that he can make. You know, he can make chicken sandwiches. I can bring him in here. He can get more money.
Yeah.
And now I got more, you know, happy attendees to my festival.
Yeah.
But I got to make, you know, 200 hamburgers a month. Now I also have to make an additional, you know, 200 chicken sandwiches a month.
Yeah.
And so I still got to make these hamburgers.
Yeah, but
now I got to make these chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, I got this other pressure.
And it may be a little bit more revenue, but it's taken away from my ability to execute over here. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not actually mutually beneficial.
It's not beneficial. Yeah.
But then, you know, and so if I give kickback and pushback, and you like, oh man, he ungrateful. I was just trying to do him a favor, right?
You're like,
because, you know,
who? Like really? Like who's giving who?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, it's a lack of understanding of the you know, this fictitious business that I have in producing hamburgers. And so I think that's another thing that happens a lot in collaboration.
It does.
Collaboration conversations.
And or the other piece of that is you know, there's others' ideas of what, you know, what your model should be. Or and like you said, without understanding like the full scope of the work that's being done, and they're like, well, if you did this too, in addition, and like you said, you could be losing on that chicken sandwich, right? Like I could be losing based on somebody else's great idea,
right?
You know what I mean? And so yeah, no, I feel that. So we're gonna transition from all that fun stuff. The ecosystem work, where it continues. We got to continue it. We're gonna keep pushing it.
Yep.
But I wanted to, you know, I want to wrap up with. I want to talk about you. You know, I follow you on social, obviously, and we are connected. But I see some of the posts that you put out there, man, that are, you know, and I know you know this, but they're inspiring to folks, right? And you know, I wanna ask, you know, your whys in some of these things that I've seen, you know, from your social presence.
Yeah.
You just recently talked about some books you completed.
Oh yeah.
How many books? Do you remember how many books that was?
What I listed was just 4.
4 in amount of how long and what time period?
Oh man.
Was that last few months?
Since January.
Okay.
I've probably read, I don't know, maybe 8.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, maybe
What's
8.
What's the value in reading? And I'm not gonna get into the books, but what's the value of the 8 books that you've read?
Yeah. So, gosh, I know that I've grown a lot in the past 5 years. When we created Gift, the day we filed our paperwork, I was 29 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew, and one of my favorite podcasts to listen to is How I Built This.
Okay.
And where they talk about Ira Glass. And he's interviewing the biggest the CEOs from some of the founders and CEOs from the biggest companies in the world. And I've heard a whole lot of stories about companies outgrowing their founder, right?
Yeah.
And you know, we started this. I'm arrogant.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still arrogant. I'm just a little bit smarter.
I got you. Yeah.
But even in that arrogance, I still knew that I did not want to let this organization outgrow me. And so I had to be aggressively invested in my own professional development. And so so I've grown a lot in the first 5 years of Gift. And so with seeing the growth, like, I understand that I'm never done growing. There's always more stuff for me to learn, right? And I've learned a whole lot in these first 5 years. And so I wanted to learn more about marketing and customer acquisition. I wanted to learn more about predictable profitability. How can I build a system that leads people to a predictable, successful outcome?
Absolutely.
We've grown. We got 7 full-time employees, and I need to grow as a leader and understanding leadership. And so the books that I read are like self-discipline, marketing, and leadership strategy books.
I love it.
And I'm in the Rockhurst Executive MBA program, so shout out to Rockhurst.
Congratulations.
Right,
Congratulations.
thank you. I got 1 more year left.
Okay.
And so some of the books came from there.
Okay.
But then so I'm an audiobook guy.
Yeah,
and so
same.
I'll knock out a book in a day or 2 or 3. 9 hours. Okay, cool. I got 24 hours in a day. I can do that.
I got to drive to Lawrence. So I teach at KU, and so I two days a week I drive to Lawrence and back from Lawrence.
Yeah.
So if I'm not doing some meetings or Zooms or whatever, I'm listening to some type of audiobook of some sort. Yeah. So I get it.
Right. And just the value behind that is looking at concepts that I may have already understood from a completely different way, identifying concepts that I had never heard of that I can marry with concepts that I know, that help change my outcome and change my process on stuff. And then one of the favorite books I've read is kind of extreme, but so. It's 2. One's called Extreme Ownership. It's a leadership book. Jocko Willink and Leif Babin, they are Navy SEAL commanders that fought in Iraq and Afghanistan and equate a lot of combat principles to leadership skills. And so being prior military, it was a good read to remember a lot of the stuff that I learned. And seeing it translate into how I'm leading people today. And then another book called Can't Hurt Me, right? And I mean, when we opened and you talked about gratitude, about how being appreciative of all of the things the hardship that you had gone through to get you to where that is what Can't Hurt Me is. It's a book about mindset and embracing what you went through to become who you are. And doubling down on that to get to where you want to go. And so those books they're a good reminder. And I know I don't know everything, and so I know that every time I open up a new book, there have been some books I started reading. I was like, I'm not reading this book.
Trash. Yeah. So when you gonna write your own? When you writing your? You in the process of writing it right now? Or
writing what?
Your own book.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it'll
I don't think so.
I got you. All right. Well, I'll keep pushing. I'll keep pushing. I was trying to get a hot take, didn't get it yet, but I'll get it.
Yeah, no.
So talk to me about the man. You had this really dope equity walk. I didn't get an opportunity to participate. I think I was in class, or I had class that day or something like that. But but man, a buzz. Everybody was there. Some folks finished.
Yeah, a lot of people finished.
A lot of people finished.
A lot of people actually finished it. I was surprised.
A lot of businesses got supported.
But
what was the seed that, because I remember you did something prior to that, the big equity walk. So I wondered, what was the seed that was planted that kind of brought that to life?
Yeah. So the quick summary of that, I was on the board of Restart for a little bit. So Restart Shelter. I stayed there for a little bit when I was growing up, and so they found that out. They asked me to be on the board. And Clay Daniels, so he's the president of U.S. Engineering. He's a former Green Beret commander. And he's also on the board. He used to do this thing called Ruck for Restart. And he would get up in the morning, 4 a.m. He throw on a rucksack. He walk 20 miles, post about it, and raise a good amount of money for Restart.
Rucksack is like
a real big backpack.
The backpack that's huge and
Yep.
weighs a lot and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah.
And I'd always told myself I was gonna get out there and do it with him, and I never did.
Oh, yeah.
And so I rode off the board. He rode off the board.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I was thinking like I still really want to do something like that, but I want to do it. I want to raise some awareness for gift.
Yeah.
I had been back in the gym for I don't know, a couple of years now. And
You want to show off?
yeah,
You want to show off what you can do?
Well, and
nah,
I
I'm
just-
I'm just messing with you.
I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And so I sat down with Clay and I was talking to him about how how he started that.
Yeah.
And when I was looking up, I was thinking of if I did something like that, where would I do it? And to me, Truce was the
made
thing
sense.
that it just made sense. Like
Yeah.
Truce goes from 15th Street to 95th Street. There's a sidewalk all the way through. You could just you could just walk.
Yeah.
And I looked it up. I saw it was 10 miles, and so sat with Clay, talked to Clay about it,
Yeah.
and then I sat with Mayor Lucas.
Okay.
We sat down.
Yeah.
I told him I was thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
And then one day I hit up a friend. I was like, man, can you come 4 a.m. Can you just drop me off on 15th Street?
Yeah.
And he did. And actually, shout out to him because I overslept that day.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
he was at my house at 4 a.m. I woke up at 4:30. He waited for like 15 minutes, and I called him and said, "Man, I just got up." He turned around and came back and
That's what's up. That's what's
picked me
up. Yeah.
And so as I'm walking up and down, walking up Troost, because of the work that we do,
Yeah.
we have funded a lot of black-owned businesses on Troost, and then we've also turned away a lot of other black-owned businesses on Troost.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, while I'm out here doing this, I should just take pictures of all of the black-owned businesses, post about it, and show people, encourage people to come support them.
I love it.
And while I knew all of the black-owned businesses conceptually, seeing them all together, I kind of got annoyed because I was tired, and I was like, man, I got to take another picture and another picture and another picture.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And so did that, posted about it.
Yeah.
A bunch of people were like, oh, next time you do it, next time you do it, next time you do it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. And then the mayor also said, he was like, yeah, man, we definitely got to do this. And so I asked him for a date. We got a date.
Yeah.
And I just told everybody that said they wanted to know, I told them about it.
Yeah.
And then I made a Facebook post about, hey, we doing this. We doing this as a group. If y'all want to come.
Absolutely.
I made an Instagram. We just copy and paste that same Instagram post.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, but you're an influencer, bro. Yeah. So we ain't about to be like,
No.
this magical.
So-
you got 3 people following you, and then 600 people showed up.
But
No.
I told myself that
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I wasn't gonna try to convince anybody to do it.
Yeah.
Because this was August 15th, so
Yeah.
a hot August day, or
Burning
hot
up.
August morning.
Yeah.
We started at 5, so we had to get down there at 5 a.m.
I think it was one of the hottest days in the summer too. I think on record or something like that. But anyway, yeah.
So hot August day,
Yeah.
5 a.m. And we were walking 10 miles, right? And so I was like, how many people are gonna wake up, get down there, commit to walking 10 miles at 5 a.m. on a hot August day?
Yeah.
And around somewhere between 70 to 80 was the answer, right?
I know.
And around at least 50 of us made it all the way to the
Yeah,
end
that's
and finished. And so we had lanyards to show people what the black-owned businesses were. Encourage people like, hey, if you only want to do a mile, do a mile.
Stop in,
Yep.
yeah.
If you want to stop at Urban and get breakfast, or stop at Niecy's and get breakfast, or just do whatever, and which a bunch of people did.
Yeah.
They stopped in, they started supporting some of the businesses, and then a few of us got to the end. We turned around and we went back. So we turned a 10 into a 20. Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah,
that was a fun little moment.
Sounds like it.
But
Sounds like
I was happy. I was surprised with the number of people that actually came out and were enthusiastic about walking all the way up, all the way up and down Truce. And I've seen people since that was like, yeah, we did that 10-mile walk. Now we just doing it on a regular basis. We want to keep it up.
So we have been talking about. So we're working on something too, and I'll bring you in on it. But we're doing this thing called Walk with a Doc, and the goal is to not do like 10 miles or anything like that, but the goal is to like walk community, like inside like on Cleveland, Jackson. I grew up on Jackson, so Jackson, Indiana, you know, streets like that, and we're gonna walk with some doctors.
That's what's up.
From various. Man, it would be the first Wednesday of the month where we get the sirens and everything. It's what you get when you're in the yard, right?
Yeah.
It all happens. It all happens. But anyway, I'm gonna still keep going because we got free mic.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take some doctors out in the community and literally we're trying to destigmatize or just try to remove as many barriers as possible from folks' impressions of what doctors are. Because they're just people. They're people just like us.
Yeah.
And they happen to go to school, and this has been their trade. They love to help people, all these good things. So we want to make sure that folks in the community feel like less nervous and less scared about doctors. So we bring the doctors to the community.
Yeah.
And they're not going to give medical advice or anything like that while we're on the walk, but they're going to, you know, interact with the community and create lines of access and all that good stuff. So
yeah. That's what's up.
So yeah, we'll definitely bring you in on that. So last piece. First of all, congratulations on the gala.
Thank you.
It was awesome. I saw some amazing pictures.
Yeah, it was a good night.
I suck at galas, bro.
That's all right.
I don't go to galas. And I hate dressing up.
Yeah.
I hate the process. My wife is like, she's gonna watch this and she's gonna be like, bro, like, what's up? When we going to the gate? You know, I'm like,
I will say you know you have a standing invitation.
I appreciate it.
I always give you tickets to the game.
I appreciate
it. So when your wife see this and she know that y'all not there because like, you got free tickets.
Oh man, even worse. Making it hard for me. I gotta figure it out. I gotta get over my own things. I don't go to nobody. You know.
I hate galas. I get invited to.
I understand the value.
But because of that, and we don't bring in an external planning committee.
Yeah.
So we plan
do all the internal.
Right, and so we make sure number one goal. People need to leave here having fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we open with this year we opened with music.
Yeah.
We had a flash mob at the end that pulled people onto the dance floor.
Dope.
So we had the venue for about an additional two hours.
Oh, that's cool.
We had a DJ there
to have fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
The bar stayed open, and our bar is all black-owned beer, wine, and spirits.
Yeah.
And so we turned it into
a party.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
That we happen to raise a lot of money at too.
That's awesome. That's the purpose. But it's a party with a purpose.
Yeah.
So I love that. That's dope. All right, last thing. And then we could take our walk back. I try to do my little Mr. Rogers neighborhood type thing. We walk in from the door, and you know, I just don't have the little sweater and the shoes, but you know, we're gonna figure that out. Right. Yeah. But I wanted to end it on this. We talked about this a little bit earlier before we start taping. You know, I want to commend you on your health and wellness, right, and the journey that you're on.
Yeah, thank you.
And probably continue to be on. But
yes, sir.
The workouts are dope. We see that, but I want you to talk a little bit about the intake, what you're putting in your body.
Oh yeah.
More so than the working out.
Yeah. And so I just, you know, we said this earlier, but prior to nonprofit, my background has been fitness, right? So my undergrad is exercise physiology. I have 5 different types of personal training certifications. I spent 10 years as a trainer, running gyms and all of that. And I was, you know, I'm a health and fitness professional on paper.
Yeah.
And I've been really, really invested in the fitness part of that, and not necessarily focused on the health part of it, right? And so I was concerned with how big am I getting, you know, how much weight can I lift, how fast can I run, how high can I jump, like, you know, what are the impressive things that I can do.
Sure.
And that didn't create a a environment for internal health, because I wasn't focused on I was focused on what I was putting in my body as far as nutrient timing for performance, but not in just overall
Daily.
functional health.
Yeah.
And so, back in 2023, I got back into the gym. I told myself I was going to be focused on the health part of health and fitness rather than than just the fitness part. And so I increased fruits and vegetables. But last February I started cutting out red meat. Uh, my base food intake now is chicken, fish, fruit, vegetables. I try to limit grains and try to limit carbs, also limiting grains. And then I do a lot of, like, periodically I'll do a juice fast.
Okay.
Right. And so the first one was a 3-day juice fast, followed by 9 more days of just 1 meal a day. So for the next 9 days, I did salmon and salad once a day, and then the rest of it was just still juice. It detoxed me. I felt like it helped with mental clarity.
Yeah.
It helped me with emotional control and regulation, because when I was hormones are out of control because I'm hungry, but I'm able to overcome that with the mind and telling myself, like, I am fine. I'm not actually in a catabolic mode where my body is eating itself and dying. And all of that, just staying consistent in the gym. It also ties back into those books about self-discipline, leadership, and marketing. The consistency with my food and my exercise also mirrors the consistency with the time and energy and effort that I'm putting into growing businesses.
Absolutely.
And so it has been a really great exercise in doing hard things with exercise and nutrition to prepare me to be used to doing hard things.
Okay.
Right.
Dope. I love it. Well, technology and all this other good stuff. We working on it.
Yeah,
We're working on it.
you got it.
I appreciate you being here, B. Thanks for being my first guest. I know I got a lot of stuff out of it. I know our viewers are going to get a lot of stuff out of it. Actually, matter of fact, chat, if you see this, when you see this, leave a comment, like, subscribe. So we're trying to do it. This is real.
Do the thing.
Like and subscribe. But
Yes,
anyway,
sir.
appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
We could do our long walk back to the shed, the workshop.
Yes,
And I left you a water right there, but
oh man, that's all right. I'll grab it in a minute.
That was cool. It probably is maybe the memory card on that joint.
Oh.
Gotta change that out. 'Cause
Yeah.
It still showed
Juice cleanse.
time and everything.
Juice cleanse.
Juice cleanse.
We're doing
Whenever
it.
you wanna do it.
We're
I
doing
like
it.
drink my cortado.
Anyway, that's all I got to say. Make it a good day. How? See you soon. That's it. I'm out. Anyway, keep up the good work. Anyway, back to work. And so, anyway, make it a great Tuesday. How? Anyway, I'll let your boy, Dan Smith, Waterhouse KC, represent.